I'm going to talk about why I've tried to flip my classroom. This last year I haven't been completely successful at it. I've been trying different techniques and seeing which ones work best for the kids. So it's been kind of an experimental year for me. But the reasons I thought it was interesting, the reasons why I've decided to do it is what I'm going to talk about right now. Before the spring of 2012, I had never heard of flipping the classroom. I didn't know what it was. And my head of department sent around an article and made me curious about it. So I decided to try to look it up and find out more about it. And the more I read, the more I was interested. I was thinking, if I could present material to the class online, some simple stuff, and be able to be there with the kids during the stuff that they're having the most problems with, then that's a perfect scenario. Because I teach at a boarding school, so I was spending a lot of time outside of class, meeting with students and working with students, when I could have spent my time use it more effectively in classroom and get the kids working together and get me to go around and help them out, or help the ones out that I needed to help out with. And I thought it would be more effective use of my time. So when my head of department presented this article, I started reading everything I could about it. I went to the FIZ websites, I went to other websites, the Flipped Learning Network, and I got as much information as I could about it during the summer 2012. And I started practicing, learning how to use Camtasia a little bit to see if that's the technique that I wanted to try. And that's what I thought. The reasons why I thought it was interesting was, one thing, as I'm teaching a lesson, as Dr. Lodge mentions, is that you start along and then all of a sudden somebody suddenly interrupted. Hey, will you sit down, please? Oh, well, come on, get your paper out. Okay, copy this down. And it would take me 25 minutes to present something that should have taken me less than 5 minutes to do. So I was getting very frustrated by that. And the more I read about it, the more flipping made it sense to me. The next thing was repeating myself. I was teaching the same class 3 times a day. And by the end of I got a little bit better in the third lesson than the first lesson at presenting the material. But it was getting kind of repetitive for me. And it was kind of, I won't say boring, but I didn't feel like I was as connected to the material later on in the day as I was the first time I was presenting it. So to keep myself from repeating myself all day long and to make the lessons consistent from one group to the next, I thought that flipping would help out with the kids, help with the kids understand the material. The last thing that I thought was interesting for me was that the information can be presented more clearly and quickly, or slowly if needed. So if a kid needs to slow down, rewind, do it again, then they can do that. If they get it the first time, then they're done with the video. They don't have to keep repeating it over and over again. So I thought it would really condense how I presented my material. So in all, I think flipping is a very interesting, and I really want to learn more about it. I think it's for me, as a teacher who's been teaching almost 20 years, it's an exciting new thing to try. I've been lecturing for so long, and I've had results with it. Mostly from my perspective, the kids think they're having a good time, but from my perspective, I just didn't feel like I was getting the same results. So if I could get the kids if I could work with the kids while I'm in the room, and get the kids to work together, then I think that's a perfect scenario. And get them to learn the material outside of class, I think is really a great opportunity. And if I can provide links to other websites, and that's where I kind of would like to go with this in the future, is that if my material isn't presented clearly, I'd like to be able to link them to other material where maybe they can find deeper knowledge of what they're studying. So I've enjoyed flipping. I plan to continue it. The whiteboards really makes it nice for me, so I'll probably keep trying this off and on. And I'm excited about it. So that's why I've tried to flip my classroom.